Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Talking Fishing, going to be here until 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, only until 8 o'clock. Our main man, Captain Rob Roman, behind the glass, keeping us rolling. How are you this morning, Captain?
I am sleepless this whole week, man.
Really?
Yeah, the whole thing about the daylight saving thing, man, really messed me up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, man, welcome to my life.
I heard they just
sleepless.
I heard they just passed a bill like it's not going to be anymore, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Is that true?
It's in the process of getting
So
cleared.
politics doesn't work like that, dog.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They passed a bill in Florida a long time ago, but it has to be ratified through the federal Congress and the federal House. And they've introduced a bill, but that's a long way from going
Yeah,
final.
first step.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So it won't happen in my lifetime.
probably not.
Probably
not.
Probably
And now there's an argument over, all right, so we're going to stick to one. Which one do we stick to? Now it's, should we stick to daylight savings, stick to standard time? So definitely an ongoing battle that I don't think we'll see resolved.
If we
anytime
attach
soon.
some money to it, like, here's a check, I'll bet the politicians would figure it out quick.
It was just
We're-
really
we're
sneaky how they did
7
it.
minutes into the show. Politicians are snakes. It's already begun.
They're not snakes. They're just money-hungry scumbags. They're not snakes.
No, it's not even that.
Snake
It's like
is so
it
low-rated.
happened, and I'm still sleeping over here since it happened last week. Like,
Right.
what? What's
It's,
happening?
what's amazing to me, though, is how much a difference 1 hour makes. Like, we're only talking about a time change. They only change the clocks 1 hour ahead. We sprung forward an hour.
Yeah.
All right, no big deal. On paper, doesn't sound like much. In real life,
Yeah,
that
takes a
sucks.
whole week.
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
I've been doing this show so long. I normally get up about 4:30, and so I've had guys come in and do the show with me here on Saturday, and then like Mahoney, who does the show on Sunday. With
Oh,
me.
I love the Sunday show.
Well, the 1 hour, the 60 minutes between
Huge.
4:30 and 5:30 is actually
Huge.
like 3 hours.
It really is.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah,
So
it's really crazy to me. But the time change, I hear people complain about it like, oh, it's so rough. I didn't sleep at all. Try having kids. 2 under 2.
no.
They're on a
Nope.
schedule, dog.
Negative.
An
Ghost
hour difference makes a huge.
I'm thinking about the fish. What,
Yeah.
does the
I
fish
don't-
do?
I
The
don't-
fish do anything?
No, they don't.
Honestly, bro, I don't care about the fish. I'm talking about 2 kids under 2 trying to readjust to a schedule. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
That's
It
what we
really
should
isn't.
do. Is we should lock some politicians up in a room with 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
Right around
My
the time
2-year-old
change.
son will set them straight real
Exactly.
quick.
They'll get that bill done. Yeah, we're gonna rush this one through. That's what'll happen. We'll fix them. It's all good. Lots of stuff to talk about. Fishy week. We got beautiful weather today. It looks like winds less than 10. Winds out of the south, so it should be warm.
Beautiful day today. And that's about it. It's going to blow tomorrow with the cold front. Then we got strong east winds settling in Monday, Tuesday with a high pressure building in behind the front. And then
Wednesday, they're calling for 18 to 29.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at the Egmont Key buoy here on Windfinder, and I'm seeing gusts to 30 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 25. It calms down to gusting to 25 miles an hour on Thursday.
That's
so it's going to be
special.
an extremely windy week, and that's because of that high pressure and then a pressure gradient as that next front approaches, which will be sometime next weekend, probably early next weekend. So it's going to be a windy week, and then cold fronts basically lining up on the weekends right now.
March
is living up to its name.
March Madness, in the middle of March Madness going on. March is always a little breezy, a little tough, lots of fronts. That was kind of the theme for my week, really. We had a trip to beautiful Crystal River, the plantation on Crystal River. Fished with James Kerr up there. We had a front come through the night before. It was cool. It was comfortable on the water, but you could tell the fish were feeling it. We were in fish all day long. I mean, all day long, and it was a grind. We caught fish, but you had to grind and you had to be patient, which
it's the same thing offshore this past week too.
Same thing,
I mean,
patience.
you get into periods where you wouldn't get a bite for 2, 3, 4 hours, and then all of a sudden you adjust different depths, or that tide would change, water start moving all of a sudden. Like, for example, Wednesday we were out there and could not get the fish to chew all over the bottom machine, just weren't cooperating, and the boat wasn't moving. You get out there, stop on a spot, and it just wasn't doldrums, you know?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we started drifting at like a knot. The current picked up, and boom, so did the fish.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. You just got to soak it out and, like you said, grind.
Yeah.
Keep trying different areas, different depths till you find an area where that water's moving, or wait for the water to start moving.
It is definitely not one of my strong suits.
Patience.
My ADD, my ADD kicks in, and I'm brutal. I'm a spot to spot to spot. Like, we're going to pull in, let's get them to eat. If they're not eating, we're on the move.
You know what's comical about that? Offshore fishing, you get people that get upset. Like, I have a guest right now that I'm talking to who didn't enjoy their trip because fishing was tough, fishing was slow, so the captain kept moving. 15, 20 minutes on a spot, not getting bites, move. 15, 20 minutes, not getting a bite, move. 10, 15 minutes, not getting a bite, move. She got upset. They didn't like that. They wanted to stay on a spot and fish. And then she was mad that they didn't catch fish. So it's like, well, we weren't catching fish, so we're going to keep moving. And then you have people who don't like when the bite's really good and we're sitting on a spot for an hour because we're catching fish. Come on, let's move. Let's go to the next spot. So it's like you can't win for losing sometimes.
Yeah, it's I get that. Being charter captains in two totally different worlds, you run into the same issues. But to me, in my brain, the issues that you have to deal with end up on a grander stage because there's 40 people.
Well, this was a private charter, which is even more tricky, you know.
That is tricky, yeah.
But
I know.
I even on the grander scale on party boat fishing, when we're talking not our private charters, we're talking party boat fishing, then it gets frustrating sometimes when you have good trips. Like the other day, this past Thursday, the all-day trip caught 150 gray snapper or white grunts, almost 200 lane snapper, 30 mangroves, a half dozen hogfish, one keeper red grouper, and I had a group call me 4 people. They caught 2 fish. So the boat landed over 500 fish, and this group of 4 only caught 2. So it's one of those issues where you run into that sometimes, and you just have to listen to people and hear them out and do your best you can to show them a more average experience. But a lot of times what it boils down to is, well, I fish every day back home or at this location or that location, and they brought their own tackle, and they might like this one gentleman, he was using a 130-pound test in 60 foot of water and came at me upset that he didn't catch fish. I'm like, hey, man, you talk to the crew? And the crew's like, hey, I tried. They wouldn't listen. He wanted to use his 130-pound leader. So sometimes it's one of those situations where you can't fix it or you can't solve it. But a lot of times we can try to get them back out, show them a more average experience, and show them what works really well. And
I've been guiding so long now that if I get in the truck and I'm headed home, call the wife, say, hey, headed for the barn. She's like, how was fishing? If I say, the bite stunk, the first thing she says to me, could they fish? It's the first thing she says. And sometimes you're like, yeah, actually, I had great, they could making great casts, had to be right on the trees today. The fish just were stuffed in there, super high tide, whatever it is. Or I just go, honey, a fish could have jumped in the boat and landed in their lap, and they wouldn't have caught it. Not a chance. It's just not going to happen. And some of that's just, some of it's they don't listen, and some of it is they're just inexperienced. They just haven't done it before. And
I like inexperienced fishermen.
Well, inexperienced is much better than just not listening. Yeah. And
I do this all the time at home.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like I would much rather have someone who's never fished before than that pro angler from back home who doesn't want to listen.
The first question that jumps in my head, and I almost always, and I emphasize almost always, keep it inside, my inside voice. When you get that one guy on the boat that's like, dude, let's go over here. Let's go over here. How come we don't go there? Let's go there. That's a good spot. Let's go over here. Why did you call me?
That's another reason why I like offshore fishing. They can't see the topography of the area. If I was inshore on your boat, I'd be like, hey, Mike, that looks kind of fishy over there. We should try that point.
And in my
I'd
brain,
be that guy.
In my brain, I'd be saying, why did you call me?
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to call me if you know so much about it. should have just took yourself fishing, fool. But it was an interesting week. Lots of redfish, lots of snook. The trout bite picking up a little bit down the south end of the bay where we hadn't seen very many through what I call my favorite trout months, January and February. Those big trout getting up skinny. We didn't have them. There was some really good trout that pushed in on this moon. That's really good news.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is. Now, again, it's not where it should be.
That's what I always wonder. Where were they?
They were in Hushmouth Creek. I'm not going to Mahoney it and give out the spots. I'm not going to do it.
Dude, his whole show last week was giving out spots. He went around Tampa Bay.
That's what he does, yeah.
That was epic.
That's what he does.
I was going to call in, but I was like, no, I want to listen to this.
Yeah. He told me, he goes, Dylan doesn't call all the time anymore when you're not there. I'm like, he probably just listened to your silly butt talk. That's probably what's going on.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. I even got to do some freshwater fishing yesterday. Captain Ben Marshall and I made it out. Greg Watts from Watts Brothers Fishing joined us. Brian Watts was supposed to come, and something came up with his wife. He couldn't make the trip, but we went out and did a little freshwater fishing out in Polk County. So.
There was 3 people in that boat?
No, 2 boats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was about to say, Jim Fogel needs to come out and help check those placards because I feel like the vessel capacity was exceeded.
We were in Ben's boat, Ben and I, and it was exceeded just the 2 of us probably. That's
what I'm talking about.
And you know what? It was the bite was a little bit stingy. Full moon. The bite was a little stingy, especially we were speckled perch fishing predominantly, and it was not a good speckled perch bite. And I can tell you that I'm fairly certain that I've never fished with 2 guys who are better or more ate up or more angry or whatever you want to say at speckled perch than Greg Watts and Ben Marshall. Yeah. They are focused. They were like pulling out boxes of loot. I mean, I was like, good God, people. I mean, they're ate up with them little speckled perch. And I think Greg caught 2, I caught 1. Ben didn't catch one at all. It was just we caught some bluegill. We caught a bunch of little bass eating them little bitty spinner baits, which was fun, especially on ultralight tackle. But it was just a tough bite. I mean, you just full moon, fronts coming through, bluebird skies yesterday. It was really, really clear skies yesterday. That high pressure pushed through, and it really made that bite a little bit tough. I picked up a tip. I took my boat back from my trip to the plantation on Crystal River. I ran my boat back after my freshwater fishing yesterday, was scrubbing it up a little bit. Dave Marquette was at the ramp, and Daddy Dave, God bless him, he's been doing this a long time. He's on his 5th or 6th renewal of his captain's license, and we renew every 5 years, so you can do the math. He wrecked him early, which was on that outgoing tide first thing in the morning. While most guys were still catching bait, Dave was already up, at him, and on the spot. Full moon outgoing, new moon incoming. Always how it works. Doesn't mean the bite isn't good on the other tides, but full moon outgoing, new moon incoming.
Say that again slower.
Full moon outgoing. So the outgoing, first in the morning, you had that outgoing tide. Dave was on those fish, and Dave said by the time the other boats got to him, the bite was over.
You know what's funny is I just got a text message as I was coming into the studio this morning at like 4 a.m. The guys that fish John's Pass religiously every night said on that outgoing tide this morning early, tarpon were stacked under the fenders of John's Pass.
Yep.
That's early.
Full
That's
moon
early
outgoing. That's way early. March is way too early. March 15th. Way too early.
I got the video. Got the video proof.
Crazy. We got Zane Libert, Real Animals Junior Pro Staffer. He is going to join us right here in studio in the 7 o'clock hour. So we're going to talk a little bit of the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff. We got a lot more to talk about here. Offshore, inshore. We got you covered. Bring your questions and comments right here. 1-800-969-9352. Again, it's 1-800-969-9352. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. He is Captain Dylan Hubbard. I am Captain Michael Anderson. Light him up. We'll be back. What? Michael Anderson.
That threw me off.
Have you used your free at-home COVID test and aren't sure what to choose?
Navy. Today's word is Navy.
Word of the day. What was I going to talk to you? Oh, yeah. So Mahoney's show Sunday. I didn't call in because it was hilarious.
Was it?
He's literally, I don't know who he had on the show with him, but they were literally going around Tampa Bay from like location to location. And they started around Fort DeSoto and worked our way all the way up into downtown.
Just
Was going down the South Shore, breaking down where to fish, who, and then to make it worse, he was calling out the charter captain who fishes there. And this is where he fishes, and this is what he uses, and this is what he recommends. Dude, I was crying. I was crying, laughing. I was like, I'm not interrupting this. And what was funny is they got around to the South Shore, and Richard Seward called in, tried to derail him.
Richard Seward. No, Richard on the South Shore?
I don't know who it was. Maybe I got it wrong, but I thought it was Richard Seward.
Couldn't have been.
But they got to a certain area, and someone called them to try to derail the conversation. It was hilarious, man.
He's a piece of work.
Yeah.
He likes that shock therapy.
That was epic. Oh, yeah.
It would be rude. If we
It's
didn't
good
attack.
stuff. Smoked salmon. You can't beat it.
Are these forks you brought in?
Yeah.
I was like, where'd the forks come from?
Oh, try some of that. So that the thin side, this is what most people don't realize. The thin side, that's the belly cavity. It's got a lot more fat, so when you smoke it, it's way sweeter. Try that thinner side.
All right.
It's like the difference between white meat and dark meat chicken. A lot of people skip over the belly cavity.
It's a little crispy, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
And that's from
Nachman's, yeah. Nachman's Native Seafood.
Nachman's Native Seafood. You know, I want you people to really appreciate this show for what it is, okay? We bring a lot to the table. A lot. I mean, fishing spots, how to, where to, when to, and where to eat.
Yep. We help out. Not Waffle House.
I didn't, and you know what? I want points. I didn't say it first this week. He did. I never mentioned it.
Mm-hmm. I knew it was coming.
No.
So I wanted to
I made a
preliminarily
I almost
shut it
grabbed
down.
my shirt today because I got to go work legs after this, and I was going to wear my
Powered by Waffle House
yeah,
shirt.
but I didn't.
That's why I brought food in this morning, guys, so
Oh, so good.
he wouldn't derail the show.
Man. That's not normal food. That's out of control.
Yeah.
Wow. Lots of good comments on your show with your dad and Van Hubbard.
Oh, good. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I got
Scott Laura.
in my truck for you.
Scott and Laura Patrick were like, hey, that was a good show. I'm like, listen, I'm not surprised. Is that Zach on the thing that was just up there doing the, come on.
Zach, good.
Zach Strom or whatever his name is.
Probably. Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Holy shit.
I bought one of those fish spreads for myself. I ate the whole thing with a fork.
With the fork. Welcome back. I want to tell you about my good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need a shingle, metal, tile, or a flat roof, you know they're your safest choice for repairs or replacements. They've got over 3 decades of experience, and they are defined by integrity, respect, and honesty, and have a personalized and professional approach to doing business. Call Affordable Roofing Systems today at 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Again, lots of stuff to talk about today. I was thinking about this when we were kind of grinding through Citrus County, looking at piles of snook and piles of redfish that were a little finicky and a little testy because of the high pressure and the full moon. I find that the full moon doesn't seem to affect the inshore. It affects it, but it doesn't affect it as much as the offshore.
Oh, yeah.
Would you agree?
I don't know. I couldn't speak to the inshore game as well with confidence, but I know offshore there's a big, significant effect from new moon and full moon. But that's just one of the factors. And so many times, so often I find people get caught up and so focused on moon phase. There's so many other things that go into it, like barometer, salinity, water temperature, time of year. So don't get tripped up and say, oh, it's a full moon.
So you think the moon
has a major effect, but it's only one of the 10, 12 major effects that could affect your bite or affect your ability to be successful. But it definitely allows fish to feed 24 hours offshore. And like, for example, certain species like mangrove snapper that primarily feed at night anyways, on a full moon, they feed really, really well at night. And then during the day, it's tough to get them.
You don't think that it's, I find it to be most fish are nocturnal feeders by nature.
Somewhat. But a lot of those, for example, red grouper, they feed at night pretty heavily, but they don't feed, they feed during the day pretty heavily too. And like triggerfish, primarily daytime. Gags, I would say, are a little bit of both. We catch them pretty good at night. And same with scamp. But I would say a majority of snapper species are nocturnal feeders. But I think it has a lot to do with predators in the area too, because I mean sharks feed at night. So if there's a lot of sharks around, that'll keep them snapper, grouper in the rocks, and they'll feed better during the day. So it depends. And then also other factors go into it. Like, for example, if you get a really hardened down cold front right before a full moon, then perhaps on a full moon, you'd have a really good day bite because they didn't get to feed the 2 or 3 days leading up to the moon. So it depends.
Does cloud cover help at all?
Huge, yeah.
So if you have a full moon but a real cloudy night, you can still be in for
daytime bite will be fire. Yeah. Because if it's real overcast at night, they didn't get that full moon night bite, but water's moving. It definitely makes it real good during the day. And the cloudiness helps all the time. If you get a really heavily overcast day, it's a really good mangrove snapper bite typically during the day because it's like moon. Because if you get a really overcast, like say you're on a first quarter moon and it's super overcast during the day, that's like moonlight to them down 120, 140 foot, you know, even during midday. So overcast definitely plays a big part in it.
That's interesting.
Cloud cover.
Interesting.
And kingfish are here.
Are they here?
Yeah.
I figured they had to be, huh?
I couldn't catch one, but yeah, this week for my fishing report I sent a message to someone on the Salt Strong community. Hey, can I borrow your kingfish photo? Because I couldn't get one this week. But they're definitely here. They're catching them off Clearwater. They're catching them off the Egmont Channel. Heard from Mookie that his buddy caught a 40-pounder between Egmont Key and the Skyway. Ooh. Yeah, down
I heard
south.
I heard the bait's pretty thick on the beach, and if that's the case, then
stupid thick.
Yeah,
we were anchored up by the Egmont Key Channel, and I mean just clouds of bait underneath us, from sardines to thread fins to skipjacks.
That certainly opens things up here this morning. We got plenty to talk about. The Kingfisher here. You heard it from the man himself, D. Hubbs, over at beautiful Hubbard's Marina, catching all kinds of fish. 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
Yeah. They're definitely showing up.
I'd love to share this with you.
Oh, yeah. I had a bunch last night. It's killer.
Whoa. That place would cost me an arm and a leg if I lived by it.
What?
That place would cost me an arm and a leg if I lived by it.
Yeah. I try not to drive that way. Because you drive by it and you smell it. You smell them smoking because they smoke fish all the time.
Like Ted Peters there.
Exactly. But this place has an even bigger smoker. Ted Peters has a big smoker. This place twice the size. Because they make that fish spread for Cisco. So if you go to a restaurant and order fish spread in Pinellas County, 9 out of 10 times, that's it. When everybody's like, oh, the best fish spread's at XYZ restaurant, it's like, no. You're getting that from Knoxville.
Some of that, though, has to do with how they garnish it. Mm-hmm. Like, I like capers with it. Maybe a little jalapenos from fresh jalapenos.
banana peppers and
Banana
jalapenos.
peppers, very good
Yeah.
choice. Yeah, I'm a big banana
And
pepper
a hot
guy. too.
sauce bar.
Yeah.
I want hot sauce choices.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, for every cracker you get a different hot sauce. Ooh. The best.
I forgot my damn iPad again.
You know what? One of the best fish spreads that I've had was the Bass Pro Shops fish spread. Their restaurant.
Next door.
Yeah, they had a killer fish spread, but then they ruined it. Like because of COVID, the one in Tampa, the Bass Pro in Tampa, they closed the restaurant, and I don't think it's going to reopen, unfortunately. But like a year before that, like 2019, they changed the recipe. I was so upset.
Jackwagon messing with the
And
recipe.
they had the best hot sauce. It was this peach hot sauce that they sold in Bass Pro. I bought like a case of it. It was crazy good. You know, like the Thai chili sauce?
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was peach. So it was like a sweet, spicy flavor. Oh my
I
goodness.
like peach.
But now they don't make it
I
anymore.
like navy too.
But how are you going to go and stop making that crazy good hot sauce?
Somebody. We know how to do it better.
Yeah.
We know how to do it better. I went to college. I know how to do it better.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason I heard the fish bread changed was it was like, I guess, a Morris family recipe, and it was too expensive to make. So the restaurant tours got in there and did it cheaper. Yeah.
And now you don't sell any
Yeah.
dipsticks.
Now your restaurant's closed.
Yeah. How are your seminars going out there? You draw
It's a lot of
you draw a
fun,
lot
man.
of people.
Yeah. Typically, it's pretty good showing. Anywhere from like 45 to 65. I think my best was about 70.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. It works out well.
And you do them every Sunday?
No, once a
month?
Once a month. Yeah. I actually need to plan my April one. But it works out well because Bass Pro, they hooked me up with a gift certificate, and I just use that for ammo. I saved it up and bought a
That's not what
SIG.
so they pay you with a gift certificate?
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah. $100, can't beat it.
Oh, that's great.
We'll do seminars for whiskey, firearms, or ammunition,
Truck accessories.
or a mix of the three,
Truck accessories.
or truck accessories. Haven't figured that one out yet, but I figured out how to do seminars
I got
for
rims
whiskey and
tires
guns.
coming. My good friends out there at Ideal Automotive putting some new rims and tires on the fish wagon.
You know, Overton, I saw, does he work for OCC now?
I think he owns OCC.
He owns it. Holy moly, I didn't know that. That's
I
awesome.
think that's his.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty
That's
sure.
an event space, dog.
I think that's his.
Good for him. That place is bad.
I could be wrong, but he is I get the emails all the time. It's OCC, OCC, OCC. I think
Yeah.
that's Overton's got a piece of that, or all of it, one of the two.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I saw that, and I was like, he's into fishing. That would be a killer event space. Put on a fishing, I don't know what we do, but it's pretty bad to the bone place. They do a truck night over there, you know that? It used to be Tuesday night. I think it changed to Wednesday night recently. But where did this happen? That looks like Bogosiega Bay. Oh, it must Clearwater.
Clearwater.
We're watching video of a boat ramming. Got distracted. But have you seen the inside of that place? Have you been there?
No.
I've never been there either, but I was looking through photos because I really want to go to one of those truck nights because it's put on by the people at TTP where I did my truck, and they did all the stuff on my truck, and they basically coordinate the truck night. Dude, the trucks that show up there, oh my goodness.
I don't want to be a part of that.
Dude,
It's just like going to somewhere I have to throw money around.
yeah,
And I don't
it's
have-
crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I go to TTP, I was like, ooh, they have all these huge trucks out front. It's crazy.
Quit looking. I gotta get down to Gator Gyms.
Dude,
Gotta get
I
down to
went down-
Gator Gyms.
I went there last week, bought 80 rods from him. He's the man. He found me exactly what I needed quick.
Yeah.
Hubbard.
Quick programming note here. We've got next Thursday night, we have the CCA Tampa Banquet. Go to ccaflorida.org if you want to try to get tickets. I'm not sure if we're sold out yet or not. I need to check in with Morgan Lynch there and get an update on exactly where we're at. I know we're going to be there.
Yep.
Chilling. That'll be good. Are you bringing your bride?
I hope so.
I hope so, too.
I can't commit on her behalf because of the kids, It's a day by day, night by night.
I hear you.
It's tough.
But hopefully
I will be there.
Hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll see Em there, and hopefully we'll see everybody else there as well. Again, the CCA Tampa Banquet next Thursday. I know we've got April 19th. We're going to be back out at Bartow Ford for the Real Animals Fishing Conversation. My main man here, D Hubs, and Mike Mahoney, going to be talking offshore.
I'm going
fishing.
I'm going for the crab, but I'll answer your questions too.
Exactly. Our good friend Dana out at Silver Ring Cafe there in Riverview on US Highway 301 there is doing up the food, and she absolutely killed it at the last one. Did a great job. She was awesome. The crab were a really, really big hit.
Huge.
Yeah, big hit for sure. Stuffed potatoes, Cuban sandwiches.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I kind of let everybody eat first, and I was focused on getting the stream up and going. This time I'm going right to that table.
Which was nice. No, you got to get the stream going first.
Second.
I'm going to put some aside for you.
Okay,
so
there
I
we
got
go.
you. I got you, buddy.
Fair trade.
Yeah, you got to take care of my homeboy here for sure. No doubt about it. But so those two big events coming up for sure. I think Wednesday night I am down in Sarasota with Captain Jeff Page. I think it's Sunset Chevy. That Jeff is associated with down there in Sarasota. I'm going to be down there as Jeff's guest. Looking forward to always look forward to sitting down and talking with Jeff about fishing and the state of the bay down there.
Very chilling and very blessed to be a part of it this year. And
when you lose somebody as young as we lost Officer Magley with a beautiful young family, you realize life is short.
Big time.
It was interesting, and I'm still a little shook up. I was thinking about it this morning, which is odd, but I was on my way home last night. We went to the gym, worked out, picked up some food. went.
You didn't have to tell us that. We knew that was what you did.
Yeah, got to get some grub.
Went to the gym, ate,
That's what
fished.
We did. That's what we do. Go hunting. But I was on my way, and there's a road, a back road to our house, and there's a little bit of a wind to it, a little bit of a bridge. And as I was headed for it, I could see the lady coming at me, and I could see she was not looking. She was looking down at her phone, and she just kept coming over into my lane. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if I hadn't been looking, had I just stayed where I was, I'd have hit her head on for sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was just, I laid on the horn and kind of got out of the way a little bit as far over as I could, and luckily she missed me. But man, I'll tell you what, be careful out there, everybody. Just on my way home, headed for a cold beer and headed for some food and just left the gym and my buddy Cody's house, which is close to mine. I was just like, God, that was too close, man.
I find myself in my truck a lot of times thinking about the next thing or thinking about what's going on, or God forbid your phone rings and you get distracted. Man, you really cannot take it for granted.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was just absolutely crazy.
Driving.
Yeah, it was just.
You gotta watch out for.
I was
people.
feeling lucky because I'm in the same boat. I get going and my brain's working and thinking about the shows or the next film shoot or whatever it is, and you're just not paying enough attention around a corner like that, and here come one knucklehead.
It just takes
almost wrecked the whole. Yeah, and it for about an hour, I just kept thinking to myself, I don't know that the cops could get here fast enough to keep me from choking you out if you hit my truck. I just don't know.
Yeah, our trucks wouldn't be hurt, but we would hurt someone who hurt our trucks.
Be really not good, really bad. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to our freshwater guru. Let's find out what's going on out there. I know a little bit about what my day was like out there this week, but hopefully the bite's better for some other folks out there. Ron at Ron's Tackle Box in beautiful Lake Alfred. Ronnie, how are you?
Doing great this morning. We had a pretty good week. It's some guys are going out and they're not doing well at all. and other ones are tearing them up. It's just like hit and miss. But weighed one right at 12 pounds on Tuesday.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a
That
big
was
one.
a real pretty fish out of Lake Haynes. Of course, it was caught on the Booyah, royalty.
Of course it
Rattle
was the booyah. I like it. I needed some booyah myself because my bite wasn't good. Yesterday we fished some private pits out there in Polk County. Myself, Greg Watts,
The truth comes out.
and
Private lakes.
Ben Marshall, a little private water, and it did not benefit us at all. Actually, we were speckled perch fishing, and I think in the conversations I had with Greg Watts and Ben Marshall, who, Ron, you know by now, both those two are some pretty they're pretty mad at speckled perch. They are not.
Oh, yeah.
They're not happy with speckled perch. I don't know what speckled perch did to them as a kid, but it wasn't good, whatever it was, because they are focused. But we just couldn't get in them. You know, we were thinking maybe that those fish had already, because it's so warm already, it warmed up early, that maybe a lot of those fish have already done their business and went back offshore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It warmed up too quick. The water's getting too warm. And that's what happened. They went deeper, I believe.
I'm not making that mistake next year, doggone it. I'm going to go in February.
Got to go earlier.
Got to go earlier,
Go out there
doggone it.
when it's cold, they like that cold water.
Yep. I get it. We did catch some nice bass, so it's all good, yeah.
Our shellcracker bite is on. We have a lot of nice shellcracker bites, some bluegill, plenty of catfish, plenty of bowfin. Bowfin are moving around real good. Tilapia, people that like to catch them, good time of the year for them. They're spawning right now. So it's a good time to come out and try to get some of them. Kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. Keeping it rolling. That's the thing. We still got, it isn't too hot yet, so there's still some time left. I heard some of the ponds nearby where we were, there's still a lot of fish still on the beds. So, that's a good sign.
Yes,
Means
they are.
catch them in a lot of different places right now.
And again, the spawn is still on for the bass, I believe, until April. I usually see a lot of spawning fish, and they're in about 6 to 8 foot of water. And I believe the reason why they're deeper spawning is because the tilapia have taken over the shoreline bedding.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of witnessed that for many years.
Yeah, we talked about some of that when I was fishing with Chris Kingery up there in Inverness on the Apopka chain there. He was saying that he noticed that the fish seemed to be bedding a little deeper, and he thought some of it had to do with fishing pressure as well.
Sure.
More people are
Absolutely.
fishing, they get picked on, so they just started making their beds out a little bit deeper where people can't see them. They
Sure.
don't get harassed as much. So
Smart.
There you go.
it is smart. The old fish are smarter than we think. Good
Yes,
stuff.
they are.
Yeah,
That's
good
how
stuff.
they get big.
Yes, that's it. If you catch a big one, it's not a dumb one usually. No doubt. Tell everybody how they can find you out there, Ronnie.
All right, I'm at 380 South Lakeshore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990.
You are my freshwater guru, and we appreciate you. Nicely done.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Good
brother.
to hear from you.
Have a great week, Ronnie.
You too.
All right, buddy. Good stuff right there. Ron's tackle box. Good stuff. It's interesting because I was on my way home from Crystal River Thursday evening because we had a pretty long day trying to get that shoot in. It dawned on me that the changes that I've seen in the Crystal River area since I've been going there.
What about it?
Just
how many people?
a lot more boats. A lot more boats
A
fishing.
lot of more boats.
I'm sorry, I screwed that up. Match smartness. I screwed that up. But yeah, a lot of more boats where I'll be fishing. It was astonishing to me and the amount of airboats running the shorelines up there.
Yeah.
The amount of boats that came around corners running right by us.
I think that's something that we're going to have to address one of these days. Just our fishery is awesome, and our waterways are awesome, and our environment down here in Florida is awesome. We got to take care of it. We got to preserve it. But as people continue, the population's growing.
Yeah, it's not slowing down.
Fish, we're getting smarter too. these knuckleheads keep doing radio shows and seminars and teaching more people how to be proficient on the water, there's got to be a breaking point.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me.
Well, and I think there's hopefully we can find a happy medium for it, because we still have that group that, just refuses to not fill the box.
Mm-hmm.
They got to overtake everything. It's all about the kill.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that bunch that's way over on the other side that, oh my God, can't kill fish. You know what I mean? So there's got to be a happy medium there somewhere where you can still take fish home and still be good to the environment, don't you think?
Yeah, I think there is a happy medium, but I don't know what that looks like and how to get there. But I think we definitely need to start those conversations sooner than later, because there's got to be some breaking point to where we reach population critical mass.
Yeah.
The number of people on the water prosecuting the fishery. Even catch and release. People are like, oh, I don't kill fish. I only catch and release. There's release mortality.
Oh, for sure.
There's stress
100%.
that are induced on that fish.
We ended up taking a redfish up in Crystal River that just, he wanted that shrimp so bad that it wasn't going to be something he had in his mouth for a second to taste.
Yeah.
He just sucked it right down. We had we tried to revive him and he didn't revive, and, it's legal to take that fish up there, and it was a legal slot fish. So instead of just discarding it, Captain James Kerr's like, hey, my kids eat fish. I'm like, well, we damn sure don't want to waste them.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't our intention. It never is. For sure while we're filming, unless, it's something crazy. We're catching tuna in Costa Rica or something like that, you know what I mean? We just don't take a lot of fish in that scenario. So, but in this case, you
What's really interesting to me, though, is that same person who's inshore holding their breath while they take that trout out of the water and wetting their hands down and wearing their Orvis jersey for fly fishing, they're the biggest advocates of conservation and catch and release, will go offshore and fill the box, keep it all. It's so interesting how the conversation and the culture changes from inshore to offshore.
That's true.
With the same individual person.
But you don't think? Do you think some of that has to do with the amount of pressure difference?
There's a lot of people offshore. Are you saying there's less pressure offshore?
100%.
I would
100%.
I would agree. There's a lot.
I'm not saying there's not pressure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, because I can see you bowing up a little. Don't bow up on me. You're too big. All right. I'm not saying there's not pressure. 100%. There's pressure. 100%. You haven't been at some of those meetings I was at where the knuckleheads were trying to tell me about the fishery out there that whatever. I'm with you. There's lots of pressure out there.
Exponentially.
But the inside pressure with kayakers, wade fishermen, bridges, piers.
Let's back this up. I agree. But you've seen the increase in pressure in Tampa Bay?
For sure.
The same increase has happened offshore.
100%. There's no doubt.
And
absolutely.
That's big.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And I do agree with you that there's more of a fill the box mentality offshore.
So if that increase that you saw in Tampa Bay happened, if that same increase happened in Tampa Bay, but everybody was fill the box, we wouldn't have a Tampa Bay. But the same thing's happening offshore.
For sure. 100%. Again, I'm not it's Tampa Bay is the number one bay boat market in the country. More bay boats are sold here than anywhere else in the United States.
Go offshore.
I hear you. But
they got to stop making them so good. We got to talk to Contender about that.
I can't promise you that. Can't promise you that. Phone lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. We'll be back.
Watch the cars roll by from the middle of my yard.
Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo.
I agree. I wouldn't say there's as many people fishing offshore as there's fishing in Tampa Bay. But
it's
the
ridiculous.
The people who fish offshore fill boxes, and
100%.
That's 100%. A big problem.
I totally agree. And if I'm being honest, with a mouthful of salmon that he brought me, I tend to do that too.
Yeah, I do too.
I'd rather eat though. Part of that is I think the fish tastes better.
Offshore, yeah. But also at the same time I keep fish offshore, and if I went fishing in the bay, I wouldn't keep a snook redfish trout because I don't like the way they taste. I'd much rather eat a mangrove snapper offshore.
I agree.
But the the fish you discard offshore, that's what I have a big problem with is inshore. All right, I'm not going to keep this trout. Let's wet my hands and not use a towel.
But you don't have the barotrauma.
Hold
you don't have the barotrauma.
Yeah, and offshore, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to let this fish hit the deck 37 times while I try to fumble around with my pair of pliers, let it sit in the sun for a second before I try to get my towel to pick it up and throw it back in the water because it's out of season. It's like, dude, we got to try to fix that and promote healthy release practices and safe release practices offshore and using a barotrauma mitigation device, whether that's a venting tool or a descending device. That's huge. I think that's a big cultural change that we need to. That's our responsibility to,
I agree. But do you
keep
think
pushing.
Don't you think there's a difference in the anglers?
Oh, there's a big difference in the anglers, yeah, and the mentality. That's what I'm saying is like the mentality inshore in Tampa Bay is promote catch and release, safe handling. If you post a photo of a snook in Tampa Bay Fishing Club or any fishing forum, and you're lipping that snook, letting it hang vertically, you'll get death threats.
Well, you're killing it.
Yeah, but that same person can go offshore who's giving people death threats about lipping a snook and hanging it vertically. We'll go offshore and take a picture of a 20-pound red snapper out of season with 10 dead red snapper floating behind him. And no one will say shit. That pisses me off.
I get it.
It's like, dude, those fish floating behind you, you might as well have thrown that snook up on the bank in the sun. I mean, yeah, you might have killed it holding it vertically. You know those red snapper floating are dead, and some shark is going to eat it or a bird. I mean, look at the gag grouper fishery. It's collapsing, or it is collapsed. And they're talking about making our season 20, 30, 40, 60 days. And the number of discarded fish is in the millions. And if we're not taking care of those
discarded or
discarded fish, and then dead discards are a percentage.
Dead discards, so not just discarded
fish, but dead discards are a percentage of the discards. But the
discard
numbers.
How do they get a million? How do they figure that number out?
That's a bigger question for another show. But they figure it out from MREP, which is the Marine Recreation Information Program, and the stakeholder groups like commercial fishermen and now charter party boats are under daily electronic reporting with vessel monitoring. Whereas the biggest number of anglers on the water, private recreational anglers, the only way to collect data is through MREP, which is essentially a survey that uses estimation and extrapolation. And that's a big problem we need to try to fix.
I still think that's a tough number to come up with.
It's an impossible number to come up with without census data through daily electronic reporting.
Welcome back. As I was telling you, our good friend Zane Libert is going to join us. He is Real Animals Junior Pro Staffer. He's going to join us after the top of the hour, so we're looking forward to that. The Real Animals Junior Pro Staff, if you are interested, if you have a junior angler you think would be a good one, someone under the age of 18, you can go to realanimals.com, fill out the application. We are taking applications till the end of the month. We've already got the team bigger already than what we had last year. We're going to do a summer tournament again, all that good stuff. So of all the things that...
What's the age limit on the
under 18.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you're not qualified. You're not qualified.
So it's under 18 above. Is there a lower limit?
No, but there's certain things. What we did with the junior pro staff is I'm treating it just as any other pro staff. I've applied, as you have, for pro staffs that we didn't make. We get turned down. Not everybody gets accepted.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the everybody gets a trophy generation. So when I started this, not everybody gets in. Social media is a big part of it. We want to have kids who are out there fishing hard, being good kids, promoting conservation and things like that. But we want, we want that stuff to be a part of the junior pro staff, and we want again the.
So it sounds like a real pro staff thing.
We try to make it a real pro staff thing. Yeah. I mean, we're going to find out. Zane's in the building here. We're going to get him on after the top of the hour. We're going to find out what he thinks.
All right.
You know,
I'm interested to learn more about this thing.
Well, I thought it was cool. They were in
town. You
won't
let me in. It sounds like you won't let my 2-year-old son in.
No, your 2-year-old son. I might let your 2-year-old in. He might be the youngest pro staffer we ever let in.
All right.
I like that. We need to get him a hat over there and get a picture taken. That would be a good look.
He's ready.
He's ready? He's photogenic?
Oh, yeah.
Is he photogenic?
He loves fishing.
So he looks like his mother?
Yes, exactly. I see what you did there.
You like that?
You went yes, 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 and then fed me a question that I didn't want to answer yes to.
You're good stuff.
You're getting pretty wise in your old age.
Yeah. If I keep doing this radio thing, I'll get good at it someday.
And I just called him old, hidden in a compliment.
Yeah.
You didn't catch that either.
No, I got it. Can't argue with it. I just caught it and ignored it, and moved on. But
touche.
But anyway, yes, if you know of a junior angler that would be good for the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff, again, we got just a little over. What do we got? 2 weeks left here.
I don't know what day it is.
It's I think
my
we got
watch
2 weeks.
died.
I think we got 2 weeks left here, just about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks, and then we will have the Junior Pro Staff announced for 2022. And to those anglers. Those junior anglers that were on the team last year, you have to reapply this year. You're probably going to make it, but we want to have updated information.
Yeah.
So, that way we can reach you with all the goodies for the tournament and all that.
A lot of times you'll be on a team, and then all of a sudden you have to reapply every year, and sometimes you don't get allowed back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to do your job.
Yeah.
That's reality. That's the real world. I mean, Captain Rob Roman, he's in here watching us every week. If we don't do our job, maybe we don't come back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it works.
I ask my question. I ask that every week.
That's the real. Can I come back? Hey, can I come back?
Will you let me back in there?
Oh,
key still work?
Yeah, you're in, buddy. You're hosed. You screwed up your Saturday mornings bad. Hey, you want to join me and do some radio? Yeah, I'd love to. Okay. You say
Be
so.
Be careful what you ask for,
exactly.
folks.
Totally wreck your Saturdays.
That is funny.
Yes.
But at least the fishing is looking up with this springtime, and now we've got these cold fronts that we talked about how it warmed up quick, but I'm glad these cold fronts are still kind of lingering. Not the best for plans, and it upsets people having to cancel trips due to weather. But in the grand scheme of things, it's nice to keep that water temperature more moderate for as long as we can.
Because last year I did not have much of a tarpon season, a kingfish season.
Yeah.
Because it just happened so quick, and then when they were here, it was so windy you couldn't get out.
And then fall was screwed up with red tide.
Yeah, I mean it was a mess. So I really like the change. I love snook fishing, red fishing, trout fishing, all that, but kingfish is a great break from all that.
Yeah.
Days when it's beautiful and you can get out there and get on.
When you take 20, your boat offshore.
Yeah,
okay.
Near shore.
Just making sure.
Near shore. I'm not an offshore guy. Near shore. Not offshore. Near shore.
What's your definition of nearshore and mine are vastly different.
1-800-969-9352. Introducing Zane Libert on the other side. We'll be back. 970 WFLA.
WFLA Tampa. WXTV HD2 Clearwater. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio.
No, nearshore. Nearshore is from the beach to 20 miles inside 100 foot. That's nearshore. No. Inside 100 foot, inside 20 miles. That's nearshore. Kids these days. No wonder people get so confused by my email newsletters. Huh. We're going to bring in Zane, guys. We'll be right back after this commercial with our good buddy Zane.
75. The two right lanes are blocked at I-4
Right.
with a bad.
I see your stuff. I appreciate you. You got your application
Is that
in?
your fishing team name?
Yes.
That's cool.
You got your application in for this year already?
Yes.
The application's in? Okay. All right. It's just us talking, okay? When we go live, it's just us talking.
Just a conversation.
Let's see if we can get him to talk.
He'll start over. Come on. We call him play-by-play fishing because when he's out there, he gives you play-by-play when he's fishing.
Nice.
Very cool. Yeah,
You
we're
have your
we're
own
gonna
YouTube
ask you.
channel?
We're gonna ask you like what your favorite subject is in school. You know, if you're doing good in school. Talking to the microphone. Here, turn that microphone on. Push the on button.
Test.
There you go. He's got you.
And then, yep. All right, he did it for you.
Yeah, he might turn it on for you. If it goes red, that means Rob turned it on for you. Good stuff. So why are you guys in town? Just visiting?
Vacation. Yeah, we're gonna go skiing, and then we waited too long to book tickets, so we said, let's go somewhere where we haven't been in a while, so we said St. Pete.
Nice.
Nice.
And you're from Pensacola,
Yeah.
you said? Nice.
So you guys,
Pensacola Bay, man, that's some good fishing up there.
how did you find out about the junior pro staff way up there?
On social last year.
Okay, good.
Yeah, just following on social.
Oh, nice. That's
Very
awesome.
cool.
Whoa, that's cool. They're cool looking fish. You caught that in the Keys? Nice. And Pensacola Bay, have you caught? You get red snapper in the bay, right? That's crazy. Isn't that nuts?
That is nuts.
In the bay.
We sight fished red snapper at one point because they all started coming up.
Wow. That's cool.
That
In the
is
bay.
It was live bait, so I kept watching them eat the bait.
Uh-huh.
There's an amberjack, and I don't know what kind of shark, but there's just this big old shark
That's cool.
all around.
All right, man.
Here we
Put on
go.
your headphones.
Here we go. Let's have some fun, buddy. Your radio debut.
Presented by Hubbard's Marina. Hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. 7:05 here at the iHeart Media Empire, as promised, and I have to say it's quite the good feeling. You know, Dylan here at the break reminded me that a year ago I was still in my office in this giant cave, and the radio show sounded terrible, and there was nothing we could do about it because the powers that be were not letting us come to the building. So it is nice to
There
be
was that
back.
whole COVID thing.
Yeah, to
going
be
on.
back in studio. They let us back in studio, but we couldn't have guests for a while, and now we're back to having guests. And as promised, we've got Real Animals junior pro staffer extraordinaire. By the way, I might tell you, I want to put that out there. You do a really, really nice job. A great example for the Real Animals junior pro staff of getting on social media and doing a bunch of posting and stuff like that. So, introducing our good friend Zane Libbert. Zane, how are you this morning, buddy?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you feeling good? You're looking good over there. Big smile on his face, huh? Nice looking hat. The Real Animals Junior Pro Staff hat on there. So that's great. How old are you, Zane?
I am 13.
13 years old, huh? And you live in Pensacola?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And how's the fishing right now in Pensacola? Is it good? Has it been good?
It's catching up just from all the winter. All the fish kind of moved out to the Gulf.
Okay.
But they're moving back into the bay.
All right. So it's getting there. Spring's coming.
Yeah, and what's crazy about Pensacola Bay compared to our bay here in Tampa is it's so much deeper off your coast. So a lot of crazy, more what we would consider to be very offshore fish move into your bay, right?
Yes, sir.
So what's some of the big fish that you can catch in the bay?
In the bay, you could get big bull redfish and black drum. We have this redfish run that happens every year.
When is that?
I don't know the exact date.
I'm going to need an invite. Okay. We'll give
Yes,
you my
sir.
cell phone. As soon as that happens, you're going to call me and say, hey, Captain Mike, get here.
Bring out top waters. They'll bust up top. You'll see 5 of them coming through, and they'll all just start bursting on top until they get to it. All bull redfish.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But Zane, I was talking about some of the what I have to
Hey,
run.
don't interrupt the kid.
I'm not interrupting. I'm getting back. I mean, redfish is cool and all, but let's talk about some offshore fish. Jeez. So what I was saying is, like, for us, we got to run 35, 40 miles to get to a red snapper, but you can catch them in the bay from the shoreline, basically.
You got to be in a boat, I think, right?
Yeah, you gotta be a bit far out. There's some buoys that are closer to land that you could try and fish. The red snapper don't tend to go around those as much, but they'll once in a while come through and swim around for bait.
From a kayak, you can catch a red snapper.
If you're in the right area, yes.
Zing.
Zing with you put your bait in the right place, you might catch one.
That's awesome. But
that's a beautiful thing.
Pensacola Bay, so it's a pretty big bay, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't know do you know how big it is actually? I mean, size-wise?
Not really.
I don't either. I know it's big, but
it's long and skinny, very similar to Tampa Bay, but it's not broken up by bridges as much, right? There's only a bridge on either side of it, either end.
Yes, sir. And there's a lot of fish that swim around the bridge.
What's the bottom like? I don't mean to cut your thought off there. Is there a lot of ledges? Is there a lot of like artificial reefs in the bay there?
Yeah, out in the Gulf there's artificial reefs. In the bay it's more like stone that's fallen and some shipwrecks maybe.
Okay.
It's just kind of a...
Is it deep? I mean, what's the depth?
Yeah, it's usually, once you get out from the bayou to the bay, it gets about 25, 30 feet.
Okay.
That's crazy.
That's cool. That's good depth.
Yeah, and it deepens the further out you start to go.
Sure. Good stuff. So what's your favorite species to catch, buddy?
The bull reds.
Yeah?
They're
I
real
like
fun.
it. That's one of my favorites. I get it. No wonder
Reds and amberjack.
No wonder you made the pro
There you
staff.
go.
Is that one of the questions on the application? I have to check with my team. see what that's all about. So how did you find out about the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff? Do you remember?
My dad checked Instagram and he was telling me about how y'all were doing the Junior Pro Staff.
Yep.
And so I started posting a whole lot for the pro staff. I started going out fishing a lot more to catch more fish, and I started posting some of my bigger or more rare fish I would get.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. So how'd you come up with the name? You got your own fishing team, Double Juicy Fishing. How'd you come up with that? Sounds like a burger joint.
So when I was about 9, 10, we went on this fishing charter, this redfish fishing charter, and we were getting all these redfish just using shrimp, live shrimp, and we just kept tossing them out. And then they started getting to the point where they stopped biting single shrimp, so we had to get 2, and I called it Double Juicy, and they would just slam it.
Putting 2 shrimp on at a
the
time.
Extra sauce.
I like it.
When they stop biting one, you just got to go Double Juicy.
Tagline.
Yeah, no doubt. That's freaking awesome. So the parents are here too. Jason and Shannon are nice enough to be in town again and bring them. We appreciate you bringing Zane here. If you're out there and you have questions for Zane, 1-800-969-9352. I guess you could ask Dylan and I a question too, but Zane's kind of the star here for the rest of the show. He's going to be joining us, so that's kind of cool. Looking good in that hat, buddy. I got to tell you, we're gonna have to get a photo. We'll put something up on our social media. Get a picture of Zane and I together with D Hubs here in the studio.
I'm posting his YouTube channel to the live stream as well. If you want to check it out.
You got your own YouTube channel?
Yes, sir.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Good for you.
Mike doesn't even have a YouTube channel.
I do too, you chump. Why you gotta mess with me like that?
He's got more videos than you do.
Does he? Probably does. He probably does.
We started making an intro too now, so
Good.
There you go.
we got our first video with the intro, and now we'll start putting it into more of our videos.
That's cool, man.
That's very cool. You know, it's really the world we live in is so bizarre. So probably 3 years ago, I'm on the flat, got this family, a buddy of mine who I've fished for years since I've been guiding here. He brings his family out. They were living in Colorado, coming back in to see family. Book a couple days. He booked one snook day and one tarpon day with me. We're snook fishing, and I tell him in the morning, I'm like, listen, I'm on a pile of fish over here. You got your wife, your daughter, your son on the boat. You know, there are not a lot of big fish over here, but there's a lot of fish. Let's just go catch some fish. So we're catching all these snook, 20, 25 inches, one after another. Boom. Junior is 14 years old, hooks into this monstrosity of something, and it's screaming drag down the flat. I think it's a little shark. I don't even think it's a snook, but I'm like, well, he's so excited. His sister's filming it all. I'm like, we better follow it and just try to, see if we can land this thing. So we get on the trolling motor, scoot down the flat. We pull up on this thing, and it's a 42-inch snook.
Holy moly.
That's exactly what I said. I'm like,
God.
oh, it's a 42. Oh, my God, look at the size of this thing. So we luck out. We get this thing landed and get it in the boat, which is great. We take pictures, and, the kid's pimping his dad because it's bigger than Dad's biggest snook ever. And, so I feel like $1 million. It's a great moment as a charter captain. You put a kid on a great giant snook of a lifetime. And so the next day we're going out tarpon fishing. So within 24 hours, this little 14-year-old catches the biggest snook he's ever caught. His sister videotapes it. When he shows up the next morning, he's like, hey, I'm texting you over the video I made. He edited the entire video, put graphics in it, and sent it to my phone. I'm like, dude, I'm the one with the TV show, bro. You're 14. What is happening here? I don't know how to do that. Like,
Followed by, how did you do that?
Yeah, exactly. I pay people to do that for me, and you are 14, and you did it for me. So, and Zane's like, yeah, dude, it's not a big deal. Look at him. He's like, I could do that. Don't laugh at Cap Mike over there. That's not allowed.
That was funny.
Super good stuff. So let's take a call here. Let's get our safe boating tip of the weekend. Again, Zane Libert is our guest in studio from Pensacola, Florida. I'm guessing future captain extraordinaire, if I had to guess, at some point in the future. And he's shaking his head. Yep, yeah, you got it. Double Juicy Fishing is his tag, so you got to check him out. But let's check in with our good friend Captain Jim Fogel here. Get our safe boating tip of the week. Jimmy, how are you this morning?
I'm great, Captain Mike, Captain Dillard, and future Captain Zane. Good to hear your voices.
Good to be here. Good to be here, brother.
Yeah. This morning I want to talk about speed, and since you've got a young mind in there, I'm sure he'll pick up the answer to this. So we'll give you a little test here. You're proceeding at 30 knots. You see a boat dead ahead, a quarter of a mile away, closing on you at the same speed, which is 30 knots. How soon will you meet? 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, or 15 seconds? The answer, gentlemen, is 15 seconds.
I was like, I hope he doesn't expect us to answer.
Zane was working on it, though. Zane was calculating in his head. He was getting ready to rock.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful.
He would have had it. 15 seconds, guys. That's not a heck of a lot of time,
No, it's not.
Coast Guard Rule 6 says every vessel shall at all times proceed at a safe speed so that they can take proper and effective action to avoid a collision and be stopped within a distance appropriate to the prevailing circumstances and conditions. We never approach anything at a speed faster than we want to hit it. If you're at a safe speed, you should be able to take evasive action and slow down. We're all going to run aground once in a while.
True.
It's those who are traveling at a slower speed that don't have quite as much damage or anybody hurt.
True.
So, we want to be smart, be conservative, connect your dead man switch to you, slow down to cross wakes and waves, do it at a 45-degree angle, and just, pay attention and enjoy the water without being a speed freak or something.
No doubt. No doubt. That's great.
All
That's
right,
a great safe boating tip. Take your time
slow
out there.
down.
Slow down. We got crowded waterways these days, and it's better to enjoy the water another day than be out there and do something dumb and never be able to get back out there again. So
certainly
good stuff.
is.
Well
good
done.
show, guys.
You bet.
Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete. Jim Fogel, be safe out there.
Thank you, my friend. Good stuff right there for sure. So what is your Zane Libert, our guest here this morning? What's your favorite artificial lure for catching those reds up there in your area?
I like the Slam Shady
Okay.
lures.
Dropping a little slam shady on us this morning.
We had a few people from Salt Strong come down to Pensacola to see a friend of ours, and we all went night fishing on some dock lights.
Okay.
And the slam shady was getting hit the most, the power prawn.
Okay. What color is that?
It's just a clear shrimp lure with rope coming through the tail so it can move a little more accurate to an actual shrimp. And it has red sparkles in it so it shimmers a bit.
Nice.
Very nice.
You like their paddle tail too, or is it just?
Oh yeah, I like the white paddle tails they have. Work really well for anything.
Nice.
The gold digger paddle tails too.
That's your favorite color?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What would be your biggest? I mean, I know you guys get them big up there, and I've done some good fishing out of Destin. What would be your biggest, redfish to date?
I'd say it was about maybe like 25 inches. I'd say.
Okay.
It was a big one. We got off a bridge.
Okay.
Nice.
So you do a lot of bridge fishing and dock fishing?
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Nice. Okay. Doing damage. Do you have a boat?
We have a 22-foot Sportsman Bay boat.
Okay. All right.
It's
Very
real
cool.
nice for offshore, inshore, anywhere.
Day boat offshore.
I knew you were going to jump on that.
I just want to hammer home the point. That's all.
I knew you were going to jump on that.
I wish we had those strawberry grouper down where we live.
Yeah.
Where we could take our boat off because it gets real rough when you get too far out. We usually catch the grouper we catch are small scamps and gags, but I wish we had some of those strawberry grouper down where we live.
Well,
Red Hind.
We are in the grouper capital of the world down here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're going to take a short break here, get you guys caught up on the world of news. More with our Real Animals Junior Pro staffer, Zane Libert, on the other side. If you want to chime in, questions, comments, fishing reports, feel free to bring them right here, 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back.
I got a trunk full of memories.
Killed it.
A little bit bigger than 25 inches.
It's all good. It's all good.
He's one of those fishermen that underestimate. There's not many of them. That was funny.
Gavin mentioned Mom's favorite fish one time.
He loves her red snapper and triggerfish.
There you go.
You find the spot, she's like, drop, drop, drop.
Her regulations
Can we drop?
are
Can we drop?
Yeah.
But we get some big trigger. We get big old trigger.
In the bay?
In the Gulf, but I reel them in on inshore rods.
Yeah.
You can trigger in the bay, though.
I use the offshore
Keepers?
rods now, but
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there, but
That's crazy.
yeah.
there's a lot of good spots just to get anything out in Pensacola, though.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Oh, fishing is always fun when it's cold, warm. My favorite thing to do whenever it gets to summertime and spring, whenever the waters warm up, there's this buoy that's right, like maybe a couple yards out from shore in the Gulf, and we always troll with bucktails for these Spanish. We put 2 out inshore rods, drop them down for 10 seconds, slow counting, and we just troll them behind us through this wreckage, and they snatch it.
So you troll bucktails for
like
Spanish mackerel?
Yeah, they're big Spanish.
That's cool.
So we went to do y'all know the Outcast sale?
The Outcast what?
Sale?
No.
Yeah. Outcast is it's
Oh.
a popular bait shop where we live. What? Yeah. Twice.
Yeah, spring and summer, or spring and winter, right?
But they do it for the whole weekend, right? Whole weekend.
Nice.
And we got 2 of these packs of like 20 bucktails each, and they were only like $8 each. Actually, it might have been 18 each, but so we're gonna do a lot of that trolling because we need a lot of bucktails because of how much they
The mackerel tear it up.
Yeah, but they honestly don't pull them off that much.
Can you put a little wire leader on them? Will they still eat it with a little wire?
On. We just troll it with maybe 20 pound test so they don't cut right through it. 20, 25.
Little piece of wire, maybe a little 3-inch piece of wire, 4-inch piece of wire might work. It might not. Sometimes with Spanish wire, will turn them off. But you could, especially if you're trolling, you might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Just a short piece, nothing too long, and you don't want it. You want to go line to line with it too. You can actually tie that wire line to line, and then you don't have that hardware in there.
Well,
that helps.
Usually we're going so fast that they can't get all the way up.
Oh, okay.
They're just tearing up their paddle tails. Or their
feathers.
Yeah.
And they just sometimes they're going so fast they just hook their body or their stomach. So.
Nice.
Okay.
But they're all
Catch 'em
really.
looking.
They're mostly really good size.
Didn't I see you doing some food stuff on your stuff too? Does he do some cooking? Doesn't he? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think Zane does some cooking. Hold on. Let's not dive into that. I want to touch that on the air. Zane Libbert, fishing and cooking show.
I wish we could make another video out in Smith Lake. It was good with those stripers.
Yeah, I've never caught a striper. It's on my list.
Those big striper are so much fun.
Are they? Yeah, I got to do that.
You watching a double juicy video?
Mm-hmm. That's a cool intro.
Thank you.
You got your own logo too.
This was for my dad's birthday.
Nice.
We went out and took him on a fishing charter.
And you had the intro talking.
Mhm. That's when we found out about the bucktail.
And he's wearing his hat.
You love it, man.
You get a job with Cameron.
Yeah, right. Put him to work on my production
That
team.
day we were getting amberjack.
It's set up like your TV show.
Is
That
it?
day we were getting amberjack
Perfect.
on inshore rods.
Mm-hmm. We're back, my man.
Welcome back. Short segment here before the bottom of the hour. Want to put a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need a new roof or a roof repair, check out our friends over there. They understand that your roof is a large investment, protects most, if not everything, that you own. Let Affordable Roofing Systems, 3 decades of experience and roofing knowledge, guide you through this important process. Whether you need a shingle, metal, tile, or a flat roof, Affordable Roofing Systems is your safest choice. Give them a call today for your free estimate at 1-888-397-ROOF or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Again, we got some programming notes. We have CCA Tampa Banquet, March 24th. That's next Thursday. I have not heard whether or not we are sold out yet, but I know myself and Miss Beth and D Hubs will be there. Hopefully Emily will be there as well. April 2nd, Sheriff Michael Magley Memorial Tournament, which D Hubs here is emceeing. That's going to be a good event as well. And then April 19th, we're back for another Bartow Ford Real Animals Fishing Conversation. Dylan Hubbard and Mike Mahoney will be our guests. We've got offshore bottom fishing, offshore trolling, the whole gamut covered with those two knuckleheads leading the way. So it should be
lots of entertainment.
Yeah, it should be a good one for sure. So I don't know what just happened to my call screen there, but it went completely bonkers. So
Captain Rob, save us.
Rob Roman. I think we have a caller, though. I saw a caller. I don't know if we okay, let's go to John from Temple Terrace quick. John, how are you this morning?
Young 14-year-old is my grandson, and just wanted to say that I've watched that video many a time.
Oh, you're talking about is this John Sherman?
Well, I'm Charity's dad.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you. I
John
got you.
Edge.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Guess you could be a grandfather any
Yeah,
time.
and
My bad.
I just wanted to let you. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that Mike and Cooper, they, as you well know, they've transferred back to Florida, but they're out in Colorado today for a wedding. But Mike and Cooper, they're fly fishing today down in Colorado today. So they're they're keeping that fishing spirit alive.
Yes, let me tell you what. Cooper is a very impressive young man. I've fished with him many times. Great family. Michael Sherman's one of my favorite people on the planet. Michael and I have been fishing together since almost the day I started guiding on Tampa Bay. He's been a great customer, a great friend. Your daughter Charity is a lovely human being who has a great family and nice work there, Dad.
Yeah, well, they think a lot of you, and Taylor, my granddaughter, she's pretty good too out there fishing.
Yes, she is. Absolutely. That's
so
a fishy family.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. They're quite there. So I just wanted to say thank you for bringing that up, and it sort of sparked me this morning when I heard you. I know where you were going with that story.
Oh yeah, it was a
14-year-old
special moment, very special moment when you can put.
We're talking about the
snook.
snook.
Yeah, the big
the
snook.
story.
This is the big.
Sorry, I'm lost over here.
Yeah, this is. I was trying to keep the names out of it just to not make it so personal to me, but it's okay. Grandpa called in and said, "You talking about Cooper? You're talking about my grandson. I want to put that name out there."
That's awesome.
That's very cool.
All right, guys.
I'm glad you
lot.
did. Hey, thanks for listening, John. We appreciate you. Good stuff right there. Good stuff right there. Yeah, that's
impressive. And you know what's funny about that story you told is it seems like all the biggest fish, you're like, oh, it's a shark, but we're not going to chase it. You ended up chasing it as a big snook.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the 111-pound Cubera snapper we caught. We thought was a shark. We tried to break it off. Couldn't do it. So we're like, I'll just reel it in. It's a 111-pound Cubera.
Yeah, nothing about that's bad.
No,
nothing about that's bad. Zane Libert, again, Real Animals Junior Pro Staffer, our guest here this morning. If you've got questions, comments, fishing reports, bring them right here. 1-800-969-9352. Again, it's 1-800-969-9352. Light them up. We'll be back. Yeah, that's a big
It was a
Cubera.
massive fish. Bigger than I was.
I'm hoping to get a Cubera. I want to try out bridge fishing whenever I go to the Keys, or spear fishing.
I'm sure you've got a better chance of catching a Cubera than some people in this room.
Yeah.
We went to Costa Rica together, and he hasn't caught a Cubera. He's been wanting to catch one, and I ended up catching one. It was still a sore subject.
Restarting, it's updating. That's what happens. You get a little icon down at the bottom that's like, iHeartRadio needs to update. No more snooze time. It's gotta happen. So I'll just wait here until it's
okay.
Nice fish. Smells good.
Really good fish.
It smells good. I have one swordfish left at home that I have to cook.
Swordfish?
Swordfish. That big old steak. Big old swordfish steak. Lemon garlic Old Bay on it. And put it in the oven.
The funniest cooking I've done is I brought one of the cooking pans I use, and I brought out fish, eggs, and butter. And I had a sleepover with my friends. I put it over a fire a bit. I had an oven mitt, and I was holding it over a fire, cooking all the fish and stuff. And I was like, this is going real quick. This is all cooking so quick. So I brought out a barracuda chunk, cooked it all the way through. My friends loved it. And then I looked at the bottom of the pan, all black over. So my mom was just trying to scrape all that out. It's still black under.
Still remember that fish dip you brought in.
I've been
That fish dip.
Welcome down.
Tampa?
Every little crackers. You know, I want crackers. I can't just eat fish.
Freshwater fish.
Yeah, we don't have crackers. I found
We just literally, I wasn't filming on the freshwater side. I just had some buddies who haven't been there and just took a day to just go fun fish, and the bite was terrible.
I still haven't caught a kingfish. I've been wanting to get a kingfish, but I still haven't got one yet.
Yeah, kingfish I got.
Yeah, I can't tell them.
This is so slow. Do you have your screen
Save
on?
the good fish stuff.
You can see stuff?
For the content.
No, that's not a call screen. It's next gen.
That's just next year.
Yeah, you do a good job for us, Aaron. I appreciate you. You do good work on the team. Lots of posts and all that. That's what it's kind of all about. So the whole reason I started was an idea that, probably my weakest part of my gig, because I have radio and I have TV, and those have been pretty popular and doing well, but my social media is weak. well, the best social media buggers on the planet are those guys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, we need to figure out how to get the kids involved.
I love it.
You know, well, I brought it up to Cam, my producer, and like by 6:30 that night, he had sent me this whole thing. He's like, dude, we got to do this. Like, that was a great idea you just had, you know, having your own pro staff, junior pro staff.
Yeah.
So, and it's been fun. It's pretty cool.
How much has it grown, or do you know yet how much has it grown this year?
We have more. We have the team's bigger,
Good.
and we're not even done yet.
Yeah, good.
So we've accepted more than we accepted last year, and I think almost all the kids came back.
Good.
That we had. I think there was one or two that really just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do it where it's automatic.
Yeah.
You know, every kid makes. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I want you to. I don't. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I still get turned down.
Right.
You know, which you're like, okay, well, if I'm not good enough to make your team, then figure out what you're doing wrong and get better at it if that's the team you want to be on.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we did.
Participation trophy.
No participation trophy. I'm the same way.
Big on that.
Yeah, me too. Like, I don't want it to be like that, you know? I don't want to be mean to the kids that don't make it.
That was the stupidest idea that ever came about, ever.
Yeah, participation trophies, yeah, for sure, 100%. So, but it's turned into one of the things in the 25 years I've been doing fishing professionally that I'm probably the most proud of, you know?
Yeah.
We had a good group that, you know, showed up at our...
I was most jealous of the idea. When I saw it came out, I was like, that is a really good idea.
It was one of my moments. I fell on my head that morning and came up with a good one.
It was the best idea, wasn't it?
No. Stop it on there. Every now and then I have them.
Yeah, that was a great one. What'd you catch it on?
Live kingfish.
Nice.
I ate Funyuns. Funyuns are good luck. I gave some to my friend. Both of us doubled up on Africans.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
a great topic.
The Funyun.
Everybody has one of those. We need to talk about that when we come back.
It was my first mouth.
Everybody has something that they have to eat on the boat that gives them good luck. Everybody has that.
Nice one.
It's on his Insta.
Do you not have a Facebook page?
Myself, no.
No. Okay. Because I was searching Facebook. I found you on YouTube.
I'll have to just let you know.
It's all good.
We have an
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
That's
the
you
new
know what?
thing.
You know what else is kind of jacked up, Zane? Just so you know, like he's like photogenic. Like it's messed up. Like big old smile on his face. Like it makes for a great photo. I got kind of an ugly mug, so we got to doctor my photos up and Photoshop it.
True.
You get to just take pictures and post them and look good. That's messed up.
Steven was good Thursday, by the way. Thank you. Capt.
Yeah.
Good guy, right?
So many simple.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I'm really I'm excited about having him as part of the team. He's really a good young angler and works hard and good people. His dad and I played softball together for years. Yeah, for years. So I've been sending him a lot of work, and everybody's been calling me going, dude, he's super fishy. Super fishy. Here we go.
Now your captains, Mike Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back, 7:36 here, the iHeartMedia Empire. Zane Libert, Real Animals Junior Pro Staffer from up in the Panhandle. He is joining us here. His family's on vacation, and he happened to be in the area, so great opportunity to get to meet this fine young angler. Again, if you want to be part of the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff 2022, we're still accepting applications. We're going to do so till the end of this month. Go to realanimals.com, fill out the applications. Not all that fill out applications make it. It's an application, and we want the team to grow. The team is already, from what I'm being told from my team, bigger than last year's team, including Zane here. But, there's hopefully, your young angler qualifies and makes the team. We'd love to have you. So, again, go to realanimals.com and check that out. We were talking at the break about a bunch of different things, And Zane, you mentioned your favorite boat snack that makes the fish bite. Everybody has one. What's yours, Dylan? You got one?
It's more of a liquid.
Okay. You got to have a shot of whiskey, or is that what you tell me?
For sure.
Is that what it is?
Sure.
It's a whiskey
No,
shot?
I mean, it could be beer. I don't discriminate. But my boat snack, as far as food is concerned,
is there anything?
I mean, if I had a choice, it'd be a public sub for sure. But
There's not
blessed.
something you grab every morning like you have on the boat?
Dude, we have party boats, man. I have a full galley downstairs. I eat a hot omelet with fresh bacon on the ride out, dog. That's how we roll.
I guess he's not a good person to
Yeah.
ask. Is he?
On the charter boat.
Zane's like, what?
On the charter boat, I'll bring a public sub. That'd be my go-to.
What's your go-to? What's your go-to, Zane?
Funyuns.
Funyuns.
Good luck.
Now, see, for me, it's Grandma's chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
Grandma's chocolate in the morning.
Grandma's like the brand?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's a grandma thing because I love both my grandmas so much, but they're just good luck for me. And I love chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah,
as
who
you can
doesn't?
tell. Yeah, as you can
Who
tell.
doesn't?
The older I get, every chocolate chip cookie I eat stays with me longer and longer. So, but yeah, for me, it's chocolate chip cookies. I think a chocolate chip cookie in the morning, like when you're headed out, that sets the tone for the whole morning. Zane's like, yeah, chocolate chip cookies work. Not as good as Funyuns, but they work.
If we're talking chips, I'm going Doritos, but Funyuns are good.
Oh, I think that sweet barbecue deal that I can't remember what company it is. They make like a sweet, tangy sweet barbecue chip. I don't.
See, he's too healthy. He doesn't even remember his favorite chip. Isn't that upsetting, Zane? That upsets me.
The best thing to eat on a boat when you're real hungry, grape jelly Uncrustables. They taste so good.
He went to the
When you're really
Uncrustables.
hungry.
Nice.
A frozen Uncrustable
Oh,
in the middle
yeah.
of June and July.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, for the record, just for the record, for our listeners, because I've been getting a lot of heat lately because this has turned into more of a food show than it has a fishing show.
Facts.
I wasn't going to bring up food. So this.
You literally did. You asked him his favorite boat snack.
I know, but it was Zane's fault. Like, Zane took the show down the food track.
See, this is what happens when you become a co-host, Zane. You get blamed for everything.
I wasn't going to do that. Okay, so let's get to some questions. So, how do we do in school? Are you a good student?
I'll say I'm catching up with my grades a bit.
Okay, you doing okay? All right, okay. Mom and Dad are shaking their head. Yes, he's not fibbing. All
Beginning
right.
of 7th grade is a bit hard, but as it goes on, you start to get it a bit better.
Okay, I get it.
I'm
Good
best in
answer.
math.
Detailed answer. Good content. I like it. Do you like sports at all?
I did wrestling for about 4 years, maybe.
Okay.
Around 4 years, yeah.
And now fishing distracts you from sports?
Well, I took a break from wrestling, but I was always fishing whenever I wasn't wrestling on the weekends.
Okay.
And now I can fish a lot more.
That's what happened to me in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fishing took over, you know. I stopped sports completely. That and the gym. I used to work out like you, and I realized there's a whole nother part of life that you can enjoy.
Try reeling up a big amberjack with the inshore rod. There's all the muscle you need.
That's it.
Dude,
that's a fact. He's
speaking
right.
of, I have to tell a quick story.
I call that the Lord's gym. Mother Nature's gym out there when you get the good bicep burn going on the big fish.
Oh, yeah. Your hand's locked up.
Yeah.
You can't open your
it's
hand.
The best. Yeah, catching tuna or something. That's the way to do it. I like it.
But I have to tell a quick story.
Come
So
on.
Tristan Wharfs,
Yeah, that's
Bucks,
right. Yeah.
offensive tackle, came out fishing with us. He reeled in what had to be a 6-7 foot shark in like 45 seconds.
I saw
like the way you would reel in a 20-inch redfish. It was crazy. I mean, he didn't even like wince. There was no straining. I will never, ever, ever in my life forget watching this superhuman retrieve a 7-foot shark quicker than I could have reeled in a 30-inch gag. It was crazy. It was absolutely mind-boggling.
That's always fun to see. And does Tristan fish a lot? Did you get to talk to him?
Yeah. He fishes a lot from back home. He's all ate up with freshwater fishing. Grew up in Iowa, so he did a lot of bass ponds and
corn-fed.
Yeah,
big old
farm ponds. That's what they're called.
Farm ponds.
Yeah, so he's big into largemouth bass and farm ponds back home.
Nice.
And his coach from Iowa was with him, and he was a huge fisherman, walleye. Does trips up to Canada for pike and walleye, and he was the one who kind of happened upon Hubbard's Marina when they were down. I was down playing the bowl game 2 years ago. So when Tristan wanted to go fishing, his coach was like, "Oh, let's go to Hubbard's," and it just happened to work out. And he didn't even say anything. He booked his trip, and he was, "Oh yeah, I just want to book my trip." And he didn't even know. My private charter team didn't catch it. I saw the name in the system. I'm like, "Whoa! Did anybody ask this guy? Like, is this the Tristan Wirfs?" It was.
Nice.
It was really, really cool.
Now let me
Super
ask you,
nice guy.
Now when he came on the boat, you entered the middle of the boat, you were good. When he went to the left or the right side, did the boat list a little bit?
U.S. Coast Guard inspected vessel. It's a 46-foot.
That's a big human.
27,000
That's a big human.
vessel.
And I don't impress on the big human side of things all that easy. That's a big human.
Huge.
Huge.
Made me feel very small.
Yeah.
We were about the same height, but like his quad was the size of both mine combined.
People don't make us feel small very often.
It was crazy.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. Let's go to the phones here. We have one of our favorite callers, a very fine gentleman, runs Tampa Bay Sporting Clays, Mr. Mike Mesra. Mez, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Zane. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good. Well, thank you for coming on and keeping those guys straight today, okay?
Someone's got to.
Yeah, we need all the help we can get.
Yeah, especially Dylan. Well, thank you for coming. Hey, I need to introduce you to my man Luke, who's also hopefully going to make the cut for the young anglers deal for the real animals. So you guys sound like you guys would be perfect together.
For sure. Good stuff. So we had a great event last weekend at your place. Well done.
Yeah, brother. Thank you for coming. I wanted to call and personally thank you for coming. And Dylan, it's funny, I always think of Mike as just this guy that wants to get in front of the people and all this, and he gets up there to do his speech and talk to everyone, and he goes up there, "Hey guys, Mike Anderson, thanks for coming." All right, Mez is up next, and I'm like, "What?" It's like this 10-minute dialogue, and he's like done. But you did a great job, brother.
I appreciate you, dude. That's probably my least favorite thing on the planet is standing with a microphone in my hand in front of a bunch of people talking. Is just not good. In the studio, hate it.
People there.
Hate it. Absolutely hate it. It's not like radio. It's not like TV. Radio's easy. We're just talking to the microphone. It's not a big deal. The TV, you screw it up, you get to do it over again. It's not a big deal. But that whole standing in front of like 250 people and just like, no. I'm like, where's Mez? Get up here.
Yeah. Well, look at
I
him.
enjoy
He
that
does it
more.
in front of TV all the time. He, they just take a few lessons from him.
He's a
We're gonna
live
work you
TV.
in.
He's a
You're gonna
live
do great.
TV guy. That whole live TV thing's a whole nother talent level. Live TV is brutal.
It comes from public speaking.
I've done it.
Public speaking is fun.
It's
engaging
fun?
with your audience. Way more fun than filming a show.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Negative.
Yeah, you guys are funny. Well, man, thank you for everything. The event was great. I haven't heard the total numbers, but I think out of all the years that they've been doing it, it really, really went.
It was a big number. I think I heard the number, and I think it was like 104,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so
It was a large
day.
number. Yeah, it was a great event. So.
Well, thank you for promoting it, both you guys, and every little bit helps, and it'll keep growing. So
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just called to say thank you.
Yeah, we're going to fire it up. We're going to get Dylan there next year for sure. We need help on our team. Our team didn't score all that well, but it's
my
all
wife.
good.
My wife will bring us back. She'll save us.
She'll save. Somebody's got to save us because it definitely wasn't me.
Exactly. Well, it was great. It was great seeing Beth, and it was just a great day, and pushing it to Sunday really made it nice with the weather.
Children's Home is such a great cause. It's such a great group. So, and you do a great job.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. You and I got to talk though, because I don't remember the pink course being all that tough, and I think you toughened it up just because you knew I was shooting it. That's what I think
Actually,
happened.
I did not, but if that makes you sleep better at night. All right, guys. Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Mez. Tampa Bay Sporting Clays. If you're looking for something great to do outside and you like to play with guns like Dylan and I do. That's
Everybody
a great
does.
place to do it.
You just don't know it yet.
Yeah, they just don't know it yet. Do you like to shoot, Zane?
Next year, my dad say he might get me a rifle so I could go hunting with him.
Okay. Oh, your dad's a hunter? What does he hunt for?
Deer, but if anything like a legal elk might come out or something, I mean, we're just trying
matter.
Yeah, the deer have slowed down a bit where we live because they've been hunted so much, so.
Okay, I got you. So he hunts local, Florida hunter?
He hunts in Defuniak, so
okay.
yeah. We have some friends who own land out there.
Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. Can you corn in Florida? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And we're into hunting.
It does not take a whole lot to get my brain to roll into hunting season. I mean, we're months away yet, and I'm already like, woo, got me a new rifle. Yep, got the new 6.5 Creedmoor.
I've got a lot of new rifles.
I got a new buggy. I'm ready to go. Ready to go already. I'm going to get through this.
Just bring me back some cheddar jalapeno sausage, and we're good.
That's what gets me through like August and September.
I'll cover the radio show while you're in the woods. Just pay me back in cheddar jalapeno sausage.
No problem. I'll bring you some next week. It's all good. It's all good stuff for
Stuffed
sure.
jalapenos are where it's at.
Stuffed jalapenos.
Now we're
Cheese
talking.
and bacon.
Oh my goodness, cheese and bacon.
Do you have that
Stuffed
video on your
into 'em.
YouTube channel?
Not yet.
You need to get that
Yeah,
up there.
tomorrow.
That would be a good one. Yeah,
Tomorrow.
I'd like to see that one.
I need to learn how to film or make that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I would
Cheese
too.
and bacon, you said?
Yeah, cheese and bacon stuffed into a jalapeno. It is really good.
Oh my goodness.
So juicy.
Double
juice.
juicy, yeah.
Double
juicy, teeing it up. That a boy.
He's already learning.
Yeah, dude, it's all over for the rest of us. This is. I'm glad he's so young. He's still got to get through high school. I need a couple more years and then I can retire. Okay, don't jump onto the scene too quick. I need my job security for right now. It'd be good. Okay, he is Zane Libbert. He is absolutely awesome. One of our Real Animals Junior pro staffers. Again, if you know a young angler under the age of 18 that you think might be a great fit for the Real Animals Junior pro staff, we would love to have you. Go to realanimals.com, fill out the application, get it in here before the end of the month. We're going to have a summer tournament. I'm fixing to do the show with the young angler who won this year's tournament, and he's going to be on a episode in season 16 here of Real Animals TV, so maybe that could be your young angler next year. Maybe it'll be you, Zane Libbert. Although I don't know if I want to put you on TV. I like my job the way it is. They might just take my job if I put you on TV. It might be a bad thing. So anyway, we're wrapping things up on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
Waiting by the payphone for the money man to call.
Hey anglers, the best fishing charters in the Bay Area out of Hubbard. Good stuff.
Yes, sir. So what do you use to film your YouTube videos?
A GoPro.
Production team.
Nice.
And then my dad edits it after.
And then
All right, yeah,
you
it's
what?
up to you.
My dad edits the videos, but we do them on a GoPro.
Nice.
Jason does a lot on his phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
This-
edits it on his phone, but.
The Splice video editor.
Actually, I video.
Oh, nice. iMovie. Yeah. Gotcha.
Videos, I do all of the hard work.
Hey, video editing is very difficult. But you got to learn that, so then you don't have to wait for your dad to make the videos. Then you can do them yourself. That's when you make it. Then you can make as many videos as you want. And you can do videos at home, like your cooking video, your rod and reel maintenance, your how to rig videos. Endless options for you. Yeah, this computer's updating now too. Not that it matters.
Yeah. They don't even tell me. It just kind of happens. I'm like, all right.
That might have been my bad, because this morning when I came in, it was saying, "Oh, I need to update."
Well,
And I
no,
was
because they'll tell you like on Monday, and when people come in here, they're like, no, we don't want to do this right now. We have a show.
Yeah.
So they're like snooze, and then Friday, Saturday, it's
Yeah. It pops off.
it's okay. I'm a pro at this.
Captain Rob.
Captain Rob.
You got it, Shannon.
He said, they call me a captain. I'm the captain of this. I fished once with Dylan. He said.
Dylan, so you're in the marina business. My family, we own and operated Lake Harris Lodge there in Central Florida for a lot of years. We finally sold it a while back, but marina's a fun place to be.
Yeah. Our name is Hubbard's Marina, but we're not actually a marina. So it's kind of a misleading or misnomer, yeah. So I actually figured it out the other night. A guest brought me a brochure from like 1968 or something. It was crazy. But the brochure, it said Captain Hubbard's Marina. So my grandfather used to work with like Bill Miller, Bobby Buswell, and he had all these guys fishing from his dock where he ran his trips too. So he called it Captain Hubbard's Marina. And it occurred to me that's why we are called Hubbard's Marina. It's just somewhere along the line, the captain's was dropped. And I've always wondered, I'm like, why did he name it Hubbard's Marina? We're not a marina. We get calls all the time like, oh, I need to store my boat. We're not a marina.
You're just doing charter.
Yeah, it's all our own boats. Yeah, charter fishing, dolphin watching,
Big party
island
boats.
trips. Yeah.
Some some private stuff, and some big party. But they do big party boat fishing better than anybody on the west coast of Florida. It's not even close.
3-4 day night trips.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
Best cheeseburger on the Gulf.
Period. Best cheeseburger I've ever had on the Gulf. Phenomenal. With a cold Budweiser. Phenomenal.
Can't beat it.
Nope. Sign me up.
Yeah, so
that Spanish that he thought was a kingfish? We got this big old Spanish. Yep, in the tournament, he thought it was a kingfish, so he tossed it. I kept saying, like, it's got yellow dots, it doesn't have gray dots.
Nice.
And that's a Spanish, it's a Spanish.
All right, we're back, my man. That's a good one, though.
Welcome back. Wrapping things up here this morning. That show totally flew by. Zane Libert, our guest, Real Animals Junior pro staffer from up in Pensacola. Want to put a shout out, Eckerd College, St. Pete Search and Rescue Marine Yard Sale today, 9 a.m. to noon. That's over there. I'm guessing it's at Eckerd College. I'm assuming. Yep. Okay. Rob dropped me that little note there. One of our callers called that in. So we appreciate that. Those marine yard sales are pretty happening.
And it supports the Eckerd College Marine Rescue.
Yes.
Which is big.
That is big.
When you need them.
That is big, for sure. And a lot of people use that out there, for sure. I want to put a shout out. 22, almost 23 years of guiding. I've taken a lot of parents and their kids fishing. Zane, you really seem like a great young man, and I really appreciate you being part of the Real Animals Junior Pro staff. But what we need to do is make sure that we give some love to your parents, Jason and Shannon. Great kids don't happen by mistake. It's not an accident. Whenever I have great kids on my boat all day, spend a whole day with some youngsters on the boat, and you notice how well behaved they are, what great kids they are, how they listen, pay attention, do all those important things. I always make sure at the end of the day I thank the parents, because that's not a mistake. It doesn't just happen. You can't just have kids and wander through life and think they're just going to be great adults, because it's not how it works. So you're lucky, Zane. You got great parents over there taking good care of you, leading you the right way. So it shows. Nice work.
And getting you hooked on your tackle box instead of your Xbox.
Yeah, amen.
That's important.
Yeah, that is important. Letting you do crazy cooking videos and all that stuff.
At 4 a.m.
It's a nice bonus. At 4 a.m. Yeah, that's a nice bonus. So that's good stuff. Good stuff. So you think you can put some fish together and win this tournament this year? We're gonna do.
I think I can do it.
I like it. I like the positive attitude. All right. Maybe we put red snapper in there this year.
Oh, yeah.
Then we got to do it during red snapper season. Last year, the tournament got a little boogered up because of our red tide. We had to kind of pull a little delay on it. Maybe we'll get lucky this year and not have that issue, and we can just rock and roll.
And the problem with doing it during red snapper season is the fact that the state will not announce that until probably late April, early May.
That's okay.
Yeah, so you have to wait a while.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. We're doing the tournament in the summer when the kids are out of school anyway, so.
Touche.
Right? So it should be maybe a June, July thing. Probably.
But you have to announce your tournament sooner than that, right?
Well, we're having the tournament. Yeah. Stay tuned.
Okay. Touche. I don't know how this works. I don't know how any of this works.
We'll let you know when it's time to go. They're going fishing
I'm
anyway.
sure I'll hear about it.
They're on the Real Animals Junior Pro staff. They're going fishing anyway, so it doesn't really matter when we do the tournament.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All right. You got me.
It matters to my team because they got to get out the measuring boards and all that stuff. But again, we're super excited to have Zane with us here this morning. Very proud of our Real Animals Junior Pro staff. Again, go to the website realanimals.com. If you have a junior angler you think would be right for the team, we highly encourage you to fill out the application, turn it in. Not all applications make the team. We believe in earning a spot on the team, and then and hopefully that you'll earn it the following year as well. We had everybody reapply again this year. Most of that was for just so we have updated information on the kids as we move into our tournament season and all that. But, maybe some kids didn't do a good job and they didn't make it back. They got fired. Fired.
That's happened.
It has happened. It has happened. Yeah, keep up the great work, Zane. It's really what's his YouTube channel?
Double Juicy Fishing, right? Double Juicy Fishing.
Double Juicy Fishing.
All right, yeah.
Same
check
on
him
Instagram.
Out. Check him out on YouTube and Instagram. Great young example. Great young angler. We appreciate you being here. Nice job. You did good work. Yeah, you bet. Big old smile on his face. Very photogenic kid. Makes me mad.
Yeah, we've got faces for radio.
Yeah, no doubt.
I just hide behind the mic the whole time. They can't even see me on Facebook Live.
Yeah, they still screwed up and put both of us on TV. What are they thinking?
Who knows?
I don't know what they're thinking there. No doubt about it. But great job, Captain Rob Roman, as always, guiding us through our mess here.
It's always a good time for fishing.
It is always a good time for fishing. We didn't overdo the Waffle House thing today either. So.
Well,
we weren't going to bring it up.
Well, he brought it up.
I did not.
You brought it up
on
first.
The radio. It was on break. It was on break.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Nice try.
He
almost made it a whole show.
He's always trying.
We almost made it a whole show.
He bought me the shirt.
Yeah. That you didn't wear today.
I'm not wearing it every Saturday, for God's sakes.
I thought it was a uniform.
Oh, now we have a uniform? Hey, check us out tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 95.3 WDAE and AM 620 for the T.A. Mahoney Company Real Animals Radio Show. Tight lines, everybody. We're out.
I figured.
Awesome, gentlemen.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah,
guys.
it was fun.
Can we get a picture of
Oh, we definitely want to get pictures with the 9-7.
Wait, Zane, you got to come around here and say hi to the camera. No one's seen what he looks like. You got to wrap up the show, man.
Oh, that's right. I got it. You got it?
Yeah.
Come on, you can come in here. You're good. No, you can come over here. You're all right. Yeah. You got to get on camera. See the camera over there? Slide in here.
Yeah, there you go.
There he is. There he is. Get a big flex going. Come on. Attaboy. It's our boy Zane right here from Pensacola. So good show, fun show. We haven't had a lot of junior anglers in, so that was a nice job he did.
Yeah.
Good work.
Did very well.
It was fun. You like that? Well, now we're gonna have we'll have a radio show up in Pensacola here pretty soon. And I'll have to go up Pensacola and be a guest on his show.
We'll have to take y'all fishing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I do like it. I like it. The future charter captain right here for sure.
Just tell us when you're in town. We'll take y'all.
Well, we're gonna come up that way and do some filming. You can count on that. So, worst case scenario, we'd get together and do some dinner or something. I want you to cook some of them jalapeno popper gimmicks.
Yeah, I'll take some of those for sure.
Yeah, right.
Just bring some back with you.
So we got a lot of wind coming.
A lot of wind, a lot of weather, but capitalize on those little weather windows. We had one Friday, and today, and next week it looks like the same. Around Friday, going to be that wind finally calms down a little bit before the next front. So really got to watch the weather, double check the weather, and make sure those patterns don't change. These fronts can speed up or slow down, so you want to take advantage of that weather when you got it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So tight lines, everybody. Have a great week.
See you guys. What you gonna close it out?
See y'all next time.
There you go.
Boy, good stuff right there.
Camera.
Oh,
Shut us down.
yeah.